Alrighty then, Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 978. Find the time. Find the time. If you tell yourself or anyone else, oh, let me see if I can find the time to do that, that's pretty much an abject no. You're giving yourself a reason and an excuse to not do it, to not find the time, because your day is already allocated. You already got all the time you need. 24 hours. There you go. Sleep, relax, eat, do those things you need for your own mental and physical health, and then do stuff. Because the rest of the day is occupied with doing stuff. So how much do you do? That's up to you. But saying you'll find the time to do something isn't the same as saying you'll make the time to do something, or simply, I will get that done today. There's an old adage in the business consulting world that if you need something done, you find a busy person to do it. Because the person who's busy is always getting stuff done. Not the person who's acting busy, but the person who really is busy. And that's why your best performers in big businesses get burned out, because they're giving all the tasks because they get them done. And do they get promoted? Sure. But still, it's a hard race to follow. It's a hard race to run. And that's the corporate world I lived in. Ran, and just powered your way to the top. And it was hard. It was a hard way to live. But doing something, don't make yourself so busy that you have to manufacture things out of thin air, because you can't manufacture time. Time is set. So, since we're not traveling near the speed of light where you actually get a little more time, but that's not it. You're here on Earth. Time. Make the time. But that means priorities. And if you prioritize properly, then something is going to fall off as you make the time for something else, because you can't create more time. You can be more efficient with your time. And that's one of the things busy people do, is they're extremely efficient with their time. If they have a task that takes 1 minute, they'll get it done in 50 seconds and move on. They're not going to take 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes to do it, and 5 minutes, and then start the next task. So for their 1 minute task, they took 10 minutes. That is the norm. Understand, that's the norm. 25% to at most 50% productivity in the corporate world for anybody working is good. 50% of productivity, that's good. Nobody's going to work a full 8 hours of nose to the grindstone. That's really hard. And if you're in a day job and you're working 8 full hours and you're exhausted when you get done, more power to you. But that puts you in the minority of people. And you know it, because there's other people out there who aren't burning and churning just like you are. So that's the reality of the world we live in. So you make time for what's important. Saying you find the time, it gives you an excuse not to. And I'm talking about your writing here. Are you going to write? Are you going to publish? What are you going to do? Are you going to learn enough to start a newsletter? All of these things, which can seem overwhelming. However, when you get down to them, you'll find that you've been putting something off for 6 months and it actually takes you 10 minutes, maybe an hour, but you've been putting it off for 6 months. Why? Get it done. Move on to the next task. So deprioritize that which wastes your time. And waste is defined as you get done with, you've just spent 2 hours, and it's like, geez, I'm not ever going to get that time back. And I didn't do anything. I'm not fulfilled. I'm not enlightened. I'm not rested. I'm not anything. That's wasted time. Don't waste time, because you can't get it back. So give yourself a chance to win by stacking the deck in your favor. Make the time for that stuff that's important, and deprioritize. Move the stuff out of your time for stuff that isn't as important, and try not to waste time. Sitting in the evening and watching TV after you've eaten, is that wasting time? Possibly, but it's what we do. We relax and then we go to bed. All good. But during the day, during other times, instead of not doing something, maybe try doing something. Or instead of doing something that's wasting your time, that has zero value, don't do that and do this other thing instead, like writing your book, like getting ready to publish, like starting a newsletter, things like that help your business. Help yourself to be lucky. And that's by doing the right things in the right way and not wasting time about it. Peace, fellow humans.